start in Boston, where we saw Norway taking on France, and France winning Group I. Now that all is said and done, Ousmane Dembélé with a first-half hat-trick, and all 3 goals were of the finest quality. Now, the last time that France won all 3 in the World Cup group stages was 1998, and we know what happened there. Ali, I wonder if you could help me with the translation here in the brief. It's a little difficult.
Oh, boy.
That would be the artist.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, my goodness, you know, I've been looking at it and wondering what it said. But yes, Ousmane Dembélé with quite the showing against Norway. Norway with 10 changes, it has to be said. But Julien Laurens doesn't care about that at all. He's got a great tan.
Yeah, he does.
Looking great. France are looking brilliant, Jules. How awesome was that?
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, we can point out the fact that Norway, surprisingly and weirdly, I think, as well, changed 10 players and played very much their B team. But when that front four played together like that, Doué, Olise, Dembele and Mbappe, then I think even the A team from Norway or many A teams in the world would have struggled to cope with all of that class, if you want. And it's good for Dembele to score because he's been struggling a little bit with the national team over the last 10 years, not just recently, not just since the Ballon d'Or or not since the 2 Champions League, but things have been a bit more difficult for him, could not really reproduce what he does with PSG with the national team. So it was great to see him in that kind of form and score those goals that we've been used to seeing scored for PSG.
It feels weird to ask you this, Ale.
Yeah.
But this is a Ballon d'Or winner.
Mm-hmm.
He's got back-to-back Champions League. He's a talisman in that PSG side. And now we saw this, a first-half hat-trick in the World Cup. Is this player still underrated, though?
Well, I guess I'll answer that question by saying that he's not the best player in this team. And as good as he was against Norway, that's what makes France so very scary to play against. Yeah, he was outstanding. Yeah, he scored a hat-trick. Yeah, he's become far more efficient and effective in front of goal. We used to think about Ousmane Dembélé and all the near misses. Now we think about the quality of his finishing. All of that has improved. And yet, when I watch this team play, he's not better than Michael Olise right now. Mm-hmm. And we haven't even talked about Kylian Mbappe. And we haven't even gone deeper and talked about Barcola and Doué and Cherki and this and that. And that's why this team, you watch them play and you go, this is different sauce altogether. This is a different conversation altogether. And as for Ousmane Dembélé, what I think has been very clear to me is there's been a change in him individually in terms of his maturity and in terms of how he sees himself in the game and the importance of the game to him. The game in general, not just France, not just PSG, but the game in general has become far more important to him. That added to the fact that obviously there has been an influence from Luis Enrique, and that has impacted his level of play at club level. And now he has taken that to the national team level. So you can see the trajectory. It's trending for Ousmane Dembélé, and it's trending from France as well.
So who is France's best attacker? Because Ale has just listed off a whole line of brilliant quality for France. Look at this: Dembele, Mbappe, Olise. There you go, Shaq. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, listen, if I'm building a team from scratch, I still go for Kylian Mbappe as my number 1 pick out of those 3. But do not discount the contributions. Well, obviously, you saw Dembele yesterday. Michael Olise continues to establish himself as one of the best attacking footballers in world football today. One of the things I think that kind of works against Dembele, if you can say that, is it almost feels as though he's filling what gaps are missing for Didier Deschamps. We saw Olise start out on the right-hand side in their first game against Senegal. That wasn't working, so they moved Olise inside and stick Dembele out. So it's almost as though everybody find what position is best for you, and Dembele, because he's so good on either foot, because he can play almost anywhere in that 3 behind Kylian Mbappe, he takes a position by default. Now, again, it's great to have that skill set, but then what you find is you don't really find your niche. And as Dembele progressed through this tournament, all of a sudden, it clicked in that game against Norway, albeit an under-strength Norway. Dembele in this kind of form, Olise in the form that we know he can produce, Kylian Mbappe similarly, Doué on the outside. It's just absolutely frightening for everybody else.
Which is your favourite Rolex, Jules?
I mean, what I think is really interesting is, and we need to see it in bigger games and against better opposition, really, than what we've seen yesterday, for example. But how they will share the ball, it's always the same thing. Because after Dembele scored the third goal, there's another counter-attack, another transition for France. I don't know if you remember, but he has to shoot. He's in the best position to shoot, and yet he tried to square the ball for Mbappe because he probably felt, I've scored 3 now. I need to try to feed the others, and especially Kylian, who, as we know, wants all those goals and wants to finish top goal scorer and catch Messi, etc., etc. So it's how you will move that ball, how you will share that ball between all those incredible attackers. That is, I think, the most important. And then we can look also at the defense and finding the right balance, because yesterday against that Norway team, I think France conceded far too many chances too. So there's still a lot of work to be done, both with the ball going forward and also without the ball defensively. But certainly that front four, I think, like Stali Solbakken said after the game, I don't think any other team in this World Cup can match that.
Jules is definitely keeping it real and keeping it grounded. Mm-hmm. Frank Leboeuf, however, is getting a little bit carried away with himself right now, because after Doué's goal to make it 4 for France, we had the cameras on him.
Yeah, another goal! Come on, France! Yeah, Désiré Doué. Yeah, we are so strong.
We are so strong. I love it. I mean, I heard no lie.
Yeah, but see, it's a celebration, but not as effusive as it could have been, because you know what's happening? I think Frank realizes now that this team has the potential to not only win this World Cup, but be a dominant team in the World Cup. And therefore, the significance of Frank Leboeuf as a World Cup winner in France diminishes by the second.
Never.
Diminishes. Well, not in his mind. Not in his mind. Not in his mind. Not in his mind. But in everybody else's mind, when there is an opportunity for appearance, Kylian come for the appearance. Ousmane come for the... Oh, Michael Olise is coming for the appearance. Frank what? What? Frank Leboeuf? No, that's all right.
The actor? Frank Leboeuf, the actor?
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. The guy who dresses in chocolate for his plays? That guy? No.
Should Frank ever be worried about that, Jules?
They will always be the first ones anyway. So his generation, the 1998, even if Dembele and Mbappe win a second World Cup this time round after 2018, it won't be the same. So I think the Zidane and Leboeuf and all the other generation will always be the first one to have brought that trophy home. So there will always be something special. But the boys are right. At some point, certainly the new generation of fans will identify themselves far more to this team and these players than the one from 1990.
Which is why he's now known for car commercials. And
very comfortable shoes.
Very comfortable shoes as well. We will not mention those unless you'd like to send us any. The Norway fans have been lighting up the tournament off the pitch. We got to see the Viking row. Travellers, they've gone to see the golf. They've gone to support the Norwegian golfers, Christopher Wrighton and Victor Hovland. And here they are. Look at this.
That's a powerful row.
Love that.
I wish their manager was rowing like this yesterday. He seemed to be rowing in the wrong direction yesterday.
Yeah, well, there might have been 10 extra players there that got to have a rest yesterday.
They were at the golf?
They didn't
Is that what
have
it
to
is?
do much.